We see a flickering flame in the darkness. The crackle of the kindling gently lays over the sounds of crickets and the light whistling of the wind. A voice speaks. We come from an ancient land, whose name is long forgotten, a land of kings. Our enemies forced us from our homes, and now we wander the lost roads. In our travels we found a new land, a beautiful valley lush with forests. But as with all beautiful lands before and since, war and bloodshed reached its borders. The flame whips in the wind and we see it flash brightly green. In the core of the flame, the figure of a man astride a great steed brandishing a sword. He calls the charge as foot soldiers rush past him into battle. The man is struck by a spear. His horse rears back and topples. The scene shifts. One night, a wounded soldier staggered into our camp and collapsed. We nursed his terrible injury and quenched his thirst with wine. He survived. When we asked him who he was, he wouldn't say. All he wanted was to return home. But we were deep in the land of his enemies. We took him as one of our own and followed him back toward his homeland. His enemies hunted him. They said he was a prince, yet we didn't give him up. Even when their assassins fell upon us like wolves. We see the figure weakly standing, fending off charging figures. His movements are strained, but he manages to beat them back. And when the last figure falls, the man at last rests on his sword. This man of royal blood fought to protect us, as we protected him. We bore him safely to his home, and he thanked us. He said, I owe you my life. Stay as long as you wish. Leave when you choose. Know that you will always be safe here. And he was true to his word. We were welcome and safe at last. But the blood didn't end there. We see the figure standing tall and regal. The wind whips and the flame flickers and whirls, though the black core still remains. The dark figure stands even as the flames falter and die and mist rolls in, choking what was left of the embers. A dreadful curse befell the land, blotting out the sun and twisting the noble prince into a tyrant. Those in his kingdom remain trapped, unable to leave the valley. And those who are unlucky enough to be caught in the mists of that cursed place are never heard from again. Hello, everybody! Welcome to a D&D show! Hooray!
Yay!
Yay!
Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We are playing some Dungeons and Dragons, as is the namesake of the channel. I figure we finally do the damn thing. We got Weg, a great new look. We got everybody in the chat, in the game, who's got their fun little characters, and we're gonna play some friggin' D&D and roll some friggin' dice. Does everybody sound does everybody sound ready? I don't know. Is everybody ready?
Yippee!
Ready?
Yippee!
Pop. Am I
Thank you.
doing the thing?
Yes, you're doing the thing. Awesome.
This is our pledge to Weg.
The pledge to Weg, yes. Welcome everybody to Symphony of Sorrow, a D&D 5e Curse of Strahd campaign. My name is Michael. I am the dungeon master, the fool behind all of this. And we got a lovely cast of characters who are going to introduce themselves. Let's go down the line. I'll ask you to introduce yourself, tell me who your character is, and God, just a fun little fact about them, your character. Let's start with Klaus.
Hello, I'm Klaus. I'm playing Griffin. She's an Oath of Devotion paladin, satyr. What's a fun fact about her? She's a Lathander girly.
A Lathander girly. Very nice.
Lathander girly.
Awesome. Next up, Morgan.
Hello, my name is Morgan. I am playing Matari Nightfall, a warlock Pact of the Chain. And fun fact, they don't want you to know that their shoes are secondhand.
Perfect. Jesse.
Hello, everybody. I am Jesse, and I am playing Hira, a monk who has taken a level in Rogue recently because of their background, which is pirate, and that's my secret.
Fantastic. Julian.
Hi, I'm Julian, and I'll be playing Ritter, who is our resident cleric. Always need one of those so guys don't die. I guess his super secret is he can't remember what his secret is. Maybe you'll find out what it is, because I sure don't know what it is.
Perfect. There's always one. I love to have those in my campaign. And last and least, no, just kidding. Taylor.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm playing Mordecai, and he is our ranger. A little fun fact about Mordecai is he's been plagued by the horrors since day one. And the
Perfect.
horrors never cease.
That's awesome. He'll fit right in.
He loves it. We love the horrors.
The horrors.
I love the horrors.
Fantastic. All right, my friends. We are going to be playing Curse of Strahd, which is a 5th edition campaign for Dungeons and Dragons. It has been written. It has been written about. It is very, very famous is not the right word. It's a popular one. Of course, we're going to be doing a lot to it. I always like to run pre-made campaigns and then change almost everything about them. So if you have played Curse of Strahd, if you have run Curse of Strahd, like a couple of the people in this game right now, there will be interesting new things to discover. And our characters fit into this world in a very fun and interesting way. It's all modern day. We all have cars and... No, I'm just kidding.
How dare you?
The day I
would
run
appreciate
modern
the
day...
Range Rover back.
The Range
Julian
Rover?
would prefer Barovia with cars.
I mean, it's certainly quicker to get around. All right. We are going... another disclaimer for everybody who's watching this. This is pre-recorded. This is a pre-recorded show. I'll put a disclaimer in the beginning as well. Just because I don't want to get all flop sweaty and play live. So if anything weird happens, I can edit it out. So everybody who's watching, we are going to be in the chat watching along with you. So if you want to talk, hooray. But
Are you gonna cut out every single and I might end up doing?
that might be all of your character.
Huh?
What? No, I'm just kidding.
You cut out the actual words and leave just the ums and ahs.
For people who are watching, Taylor said something and it was really stupid, so I cut it out. I have so much power, it's ridiculous. All right, we are going to jump into the game. We've met our characters very slightly, but we're going to meet them a little bit more because, of course, I have to have a second monologue. I've got more yapping to do. So everybody,
We love your yapping.
thank you. And you get to watch Wegman's little head flap this time. I felt it wasn't appropriate for the first one. But without any further ado, let us jump into Curse of Strahd. Bells peal from the belfry of the Morning Glow Tower, marking the dawn of a new day and signaling Lathander's faithful to begin their daily prayers. Throughout the quiet town of Daggerford, devout followers of the Morning Lord shuffle off sleep to wend their way down the cobbled roads to their morning mass. That is, save for one family of devotees that has learned long ago the folly of mixing company too closely with the locals, lest their uncommon appearance make them the object of scorn to the mostly human population of the town. Such is life for those who are different in the less civilized parts of the Sword Coast, but this small clan has grown to accept their lot, for anything is better than the oppression their family suffered in the old country, at least so the elders of the family say. The middle child of this family is already wide awake and preparing for the morning prayer, affixing her holy symbol between her horns. It would be some time before her siblings would bother to wake, so the girl and her parents set about preparing their small home for the morning's prayer in blissful solitude. Outside the town's walls, another group of outsiders wakes at the pealing of the bells. One would think that after a week of respite in the caravan camp, the inhabitants would be used to the ringing cacophony, but the bells still rouse even the heaviest of sleepers from their rest. This motley crew consists of musicians, actors, and various mechanicals that have come together to create productions that one Waterdavian critic once referred to as not unwatchable. For nearly a 10-day, this troupe has been housed in the caravan camp outskirts of Daggerford, awaiting the finish of protracted negotiations between the company's manager and the town officials regarding the troupe's residency in the town's small amphitheater. Among their company is a young man, though you wouldn't know it by looking at him, as a hard life has aged him beyond his years. Having spent most of his life with this company, the man is all too aware that these negotiations are code for the company manager spending a day or two negotiating, getting rejected, then gambling the troupe's strongbox in a vain attempt to win enough money to put on his next production. With an exhausted sigh, the young man puts this thought from his mind and continues to wearily paint the white crests of the waves on the backdrop of the troupe's upcoming production. Across the roiling sea of swords, a different bell rings as a sizable brigantine rocks along the choppy waves. The ship's bells rings erratically as a warning of an impending storm rolls in. While it's not uncommon for powerful storms to course through the Nilanther Isles, one so fierce and out of season is odd. Thankfully, pirates are a suspicious and superstitious lot, so even the surprising does not surprise them. As the crew rushes to batten down hatches, a crack of lightning strikes, sending errant planks and debris flying. A pained yelp echoes from one of the crew as he sails over the edge of the ship and into the briny depths below. Almost immediately, a figure dives overboard for them, dragging their unconscious sailor back aboard. As the flames from the lightning strike lick the masts and sails, the navigator's cabin opens, and the fruit of the pirate's superstition emerges. Muttering incantations under his breath, the ship's contracted cleric steps onto the deck, and with a wave of a hand, the rain seems to whip itself toward the sails, dousing the small fires before they spread. The crew scrambles to secure the sails as the cleric does what he can to quell the squalls as they impact the ship. After nearly an hour of violent waves, the sea begins to change and calm. The man who rescued the overboard sailor assists in re-securing rigging and tending to wounded sailors. The cleric breaks the storm at last with a powerful burst of light. And as nothing of the storm remains, save for a thick bank of mist that the ship drifts through, calm at last. So calm, in fact, that the cleric wastes no time in realizing that the monk who rescued the drowning sailor has vanished, and with him, the rest of the crew. The quiet is almost eerie, as it permeates the air of this small gambler's den in the cellar of the chief watchman of Daggerford. A tense game of three-dragon ante unfolds surrounding a large pot of coin in the center of the table. Several townsfolk are flanked by a few newcomers. One, the manager of a traveling theatrical troupe. The other, a dusky-skinned tiefling, muttering imperceptibly into his cards. A few more small antes around the growing pot. A few calls, a few folds circle the table until finally the only two left are the two strangers, much to the annoyance of the locals. After some posturing from the manager, the cards are finally laid out. The tiefling's hand is of no substance, and the pot handily falls to the theater manager. With grace and humility, the tiefling shakes the hand of his victor, while a voice in his head praises him for a job well done. We pull back, through the open cellar window, past the small home as they snuff out the ceremonial candle, through the gates of Daggerford, past the colorful carts of the caravan camp, as a creeping fog rolls in. It blankets the ground and rises up to obscure our vision as we hear the bells of the cathedral ring out in the distance. Something begins to move toward us in the mist, pushing its way through the obfuscation to reveal a title card. Symphony of Sorrow. All goes dark. When the light returns, smoke rises from the snuffed candle as we see the middle child raising the silver doubter away from the smoldering wick. Klaus, please describe your character.
Hold on, let me actually pull up her description. Give me a moment.
You had 15 minutes while I was yapping.
Oh, I'm so sorry. She is
We were all struck by your words. I'm so sorry.
Oh, thank you.
I was paying attention.
Yeah, we're
Just
so
speak me up and-
gobsmacked.
God, whatever. Just go.
She is a young woman in her older edges of 20, closer to 30 now. She has dark brown skin, makeup that looks like golden freckles. She wears purple lipstick, blonde hair with a streak of purple, and she has the horns and legs of a goat. She has cloven hooves and ridged horns of a rich ivory hue.
Beautiful. It has been your duty for years to sort of lead the family through this ritual, as you are, of all of the siblings that you have, of all of your small family, possibly the most devout follower of Lathander. Why is that, actually?
In her younger years, Griffin probably had a hard couple months in a row, though she found hope in the sun always.
Nice. With this kind of study comes the pride of your parents, your father Fian and your mother Timi, who just kind of clap a hard hand on your shoulder as you snuff out the ceremonial candle, the candle that is lit through the night and is snuffed in the morning when the morning lord's light alights your table again. Your father speaks and says, well, I don't know about all of you, but I think that was a pretty successful... are the others awake yet? And your mother gives a bit of a huff, and she says, well, in any case, Griffin, that was lovely. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Now, I know that it's been a bit tight lately. We try to keep ourselves as self-sufficient as possible, but with the odd jobs being a little bit... don't bore her with these details. Look, when's your birthday?
Oh, gosh. Probably somewhere mid-year, midsummer.
Midsummer. Yeah. It is definitely autumn. It is past when your birthday would have been. You had a small celebration. There wasn't really much pomp and circumstance to it because there's not really a lot of money in your family, especially when they have a little bit of trouble finding work in town. But your mother kind of pats you on the shoulder and says, "No, I know that it's already passed, but your father and I heard that there might be something interesting and thought that, well, thought that we all could go and celebrate. We asked your siblings, but they didn't seem terribly interested. So we figured maybe Baba and I could take you out. And she produces from her apron pocket a triplet of tickets, brightly colored, for a theatrical performance this evening.
Oh my. Ma, are you sure?
Yeah, of course. It's not much, and I know that it's late, so I'm sorry for that. But I've heard not bad things about this troupe of actors. There might be some fun in it.
Oh, well, you've already gone and bought the tickets, so...
But you don't want them?
Well, no, I very much do. I'd love to see it, but... I just don't want you craning your neck, you know?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it. I found an extra little bit of coin lying around, and that's not the time. We're not talking about this. It's your birthday, and we're taking you out, and that's final.
Understood. Yes, sir.
He gives you like a little bit of a punch in the arm, trying to be fatherly, and you know, he's clearly embarrassed about his position, but this is what they know they can do for you. Whether or not, how does Griffin feel about the theater?
I'm not sure they've ever really gone to see many theater troupes in show. I assume she'd like it.
Yeah, that's fine. I picked this without consulting you because I think it would be funny regardless of whether or not she liked it or not. But yeah, you have tickets to go see a show tonight. What do you do with the rest of your day now that your kind of service is over for the morning?
Well, with Griffin, service never really ends with the morning. I think she'd be looking for the church crowd if they are still about, looking to aid them anywhere she can.
Interesting.
She's got a lot of kind of, what's the word? A lot of predisposed opinion about her.
Fair enough.
So she does her best to dissuade the locals.
Roll me. Hey, let's have our first roll of the night. Why don't we? I want you to roll me either a persuasion or a performance check.
Sure. Did you want that in roll 20? Or...
Just give it a roll.
All right. Oi. That is an 8. Roll a 2.
Oh my good. Well, hold. You have a +6?
Yes, I do.
Jesus Christ. We know who's allowed to do all the talking in this one. You do your best to be as charming as you can, but something just kind of falls short, and folks, as usual, don't really have much interest in treating with you.
Not the most receptive crowd.
Not the most receptive crowd. A bunch of old boomer humans, basically, is kind of the vibe. And you try to spend your time, you know, doing what you can. They don't scoff at the help. They just wish it was somebody else. And that is where we're gonna leave it for Griffin for right now. Back at the caravan camp, we see this young man, older than his years, as we've said, at least a bit. You know, he's a bit weathered from the horrors. Continuing to paint backdrops. Mordecai, why does this fall to you? And also, please describe your character.
Mordecai is a very gangly, shorter man with black and white hair. Rumor has it that these streaks are from the amount of stress he's endured. Though most folks will say genetics. The occasional curse maybe is thrown around. His eyes are kind of deep set into his skull. He's got very yellow eyes. He's got a bit of a sickly tint to his tan skin. And his clothes are pretty standard, pretty typical of like a lower middle class townsperson. He's got sort of a hoodie, some simple pants that definitely have paint on them, and he's kind of knelt on the ground working on these waves because Mordecai loves nothing more than a task he can sit and do by himself and be quiet about.
Perfect. Describe for me some of the other members of your troupe, just very vaguely. Do you get along with them? What's the vibe?
There's a few stagehands, which is basically what Mordecai does, that he gets along with very well, as in they sit and do their tasks simultaneously with very little conversation between them. But it's a mutual respect and understanding. And then there's those that are more like the talent of the troupe that have very big personalities, and Mordecai has definitely gotten a talking to many times because he is not afraid to tell them about themselves. But overall, everybody likes Mordecai because he's useful. He's useful. He gets the job done without complaining ever.
Fair enough.
Mordecai's just glad he is where he is.
Great. And as you're making yourself useful, as you're continuing to paint this backdrop, not even for the play that's tonight. This is the play that is next week, if indeed your manager, Dirk is his name, by the way, can get the funds together for it. Dirk is an interesting man. We'll get to him a little bit later. But as you're kind of painting away and just kind of watching things, you see in the distance another rather colorful wagon approach the front gates of Daggerford. They stop there, and you can see the guards kind of going up and talking and questioning the way that the guards are wont to do. And then eventually the wagon turns away to make its way toward the caravan camp. And as the wagon kind of like rickety rolls into the wagon circle, you hear jingling and the sound of like hand drumming and some music coming out of the back of the caravan as they get closer and closer and settle down, actually not too far from your stagecoach, the coach that becomes a stage. So close, in fact, that they start setting up, and it appears that they're actually taking up some of the space that the audience would be. And they're very loud and boisterous as they do it. What do you want to do?
Mordecai closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, gently sets the paintbrush down as to not smear any. Yeah, he'll set it down, he'll start to get up, and then he'll remember, oh right, I need to put it in the cup of water so it doesn't get crusty, and then he'll begrudgingly make his way over to the loudness. He's very much visibly cringing.
It's also very much, it's the vibe of like a really loud group of people at like a tailgate party getting set up.
God.
That's kind of the vibe, but they're all smiles, they're all playing music, and they're all chilling. Despite the fact that very clearly they just got like turned away at the gate, they're just vibing. And as they see you approach, one of them, an older man or a middle-aged man, just kind of gives you a bright, sunny smile and waves you over.
Mordecai, you know the white people smile?
Yes. I've
Mordecai
used it
does
often.
Oh, it's frequent. It's frequent. I'm an expert at it personally. He sort of gives that and like a little, very low, barely lifts his arm to give a wave, and we'll head over.
Hello, my friend. Welcome, welcome. You come to see the new neighbors as it is.
Yeah. What do you guys what do you have going on here?
You know how it is. You go to the gate. They do not want merchant type to go inside. So we make ourselves at home. Have you been vagabonds long?
How many years has it been for Mordecai?
God, it's probably been like a solid 15, something like that.
That's
Maybe
what
longer.
I was gonna say. These guys picked me up about 15 years ago, so a while. He'll
Yes.
sort of look.
You have the look of it, the weather of the road on your face. It's good look for you.
Thanks. Yeah, so you're cool to be our neighbors and all. But would you mind like scooting just a little bit?
Somebody's already setting up a fire pit, like right next to you, and he says, "Oh, this no problem. We make self very, very small. You are a performing troupe, yes?"
Yeah, we are, and this is where the audience is supposed to go tonight. So
It is perfect. We have a good front row seat then. How much is for ticket?
How much is a ticket?
It would be 2 copper.
Just 2 copper. You can pay with the fuck are they called?
What, the box office?
Is there a box office?
It's a guy with a box.
You can pay the box boy 3 copper before
Wow.
the show starts later.
Roll me a deception check.
Wait, did I get the number wrong?
Yeah, it was 2.
Oh shit, that wasn't
Okay, that wasn't
intentional.
intentional.
Sorry.
Okay, you're fine. You're fine.
No. It's me forgetting.
He says,
how
no,
much-
this is no worries. This is no worries. We do, And he kind of rummages around in a pouch and he says, the conversion is never strong suit. We have, this, and he hands you 5 gold pieces for his whole caravan.
Oh Christ. This is a lot. let me-
It is housewarming. We are to be good neighbors, yes?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
This is
I'll
the amount
let-
of cash that you expect to make over a full weekend, basically.
I'll let my the troop leader, Dirk, know, and when he gets back, I'll try to send him over to say hi. Thank you. If
It's
you
nothing.
need
It's
anything-
nothing. Yes. I tell you what. We are going to see show for to get to know you. You ought to get to know us. Yes.
yeah, sure.
Please come,
I'm
sit,
sure-
sit. And he like pushes you down onto like a log around the fire pit that's already going.
Oh. All right. Oh, okay. Go for it, I guess. I don't really have a choice.
He reaches into a pouch and he throws some powder onto the flame. You ever see Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like the Midnight Society, and the flame bursts up bright green. And he says, "Now we come from an ancient land whose name is long forgotten, a land of kings. Our enemies forced us from our..." And he does the whole opening monologue. He sings this entire tale of war and of strife about his people. And you sit there And do you sit through the whole thing?
Mordecai will, and if I mean he can identify with it, you know, like
Yeah.
he doesn't know if it's a real story yet, but he can definitely identify with it. I mean, it's a compelling piece, it seems. I mean, Mordecai is not one to dismiss the value of a good performance.
Very nice.
So he'll sit, and if he sees any of the other like folks that he's on better terms with, he'll sort of wave them over.
Yeah, and eventually it kind of becomes a little bit of an impromptu performance. There's music, you know, being played from your people and from theirs. And you guys kind of just get into it and enjoy yourselves, so much so that you don't recognize the fact that your boss is coming back to camp.
Oh, God.
Morgan, please describe your character.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool. So Matari is kind of a tall, androgynous form, dusky blue-gray skin, bright, vibrant eyes. Their clothes are very well taken care of. Very not new, but definitely clean. And they kind of walk with a confident walk, kind of like a cat slinking through, knowing that they belong.
Very cool. And that is kind of the swagger that you exude as you exit this small gambling den with the person who now, as far as you're concerned, is your best friend, or as far as he's concerned, is your best friend. This like mustachioed, like older middle-aged elf who gives you his name, Dirk. And he kind of like hangs on you and he says, "My friend, you really screwed the pooch there, didn't you? It was a pleasure taking your coin."
Oh, you well won. You deserved it.
You get like a sense of smug satisfaction in the back of your skull. Somebody is very pleased with the performance. And he says, "Now, my friend, what's your name again?"
Mitari.
Yes, Mitari. Yes. Well, I'll tell you what. Since you've so graciously donated to the cause, why don't we get you situated back at my camp? We're doing a bit of a performance tonight. You see, yes, the Piper and the Paupers. Perhaps you've heard of it.
Oh yes, I have.
Has
Twice
Mitari heard
performance
of this?
away.
You have? Or
No.
haven't? Okay, great. Roll me a deception check. Gee, okay. First roll is a natural 20. You have not heard of this, but you get the sense he wouldn't have been hard to convince in the first place. But he says, yes, that old tale. We spice it up in our own way. What's the point of doing theater if you can't, zhuzh it?
I mean, I feel like any old tale. It's like old. It's like a good bit of clay, and I bet a master like you will. I look forward to seeing it. It will be, I'm sure, a wonderful experience.
Yes, and you will be there as our VIP. That stands for very important patron. I came up with that, you see.
Perhaps, lady, perhaps you'll join me during the mid-performance? Intermission with some wine?
Oh, absolutely, my friend. Only the best that, well, whatever this can buy. I haven't been to this town in Well, quite a time, quite a time. Did I tell you, my boy, that I patented this new technique of performance? It's called acting.
Oh, you don't say.
Yes, yes, I'll tell you all about it. And he does so excruciatingly as he kind of whisks you back toward the camp. As he's kind of blathering on next to you, you hear a voice in the back of your head. Not one that is unfamiliar to you. In fact, you've heard this voice probably every day for, God, the last how many years now?
Probably a decade.
Yeah. A voice in the back of your head that says, yes, enjoy yourself, Mitari. You've certainly earned it.
Thank you, old man. Did you need something?
Oh, no, of course. I shouldn't think to bother you when you're enjoying the amateur theatricals, but I do need to ensure that you remember the reason you lost those card games.
Don't worry, I won't forget.
He says, yes, of course. And, of course, the reason that your patron has sent you here is not one that I've told you before the game. I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, you dirty.
The reason that you were meant to lose was so you could be invited as a very important patron to this theatrical performance. Your patron saw that would be the best way to feed Dirk's ego, to get him to let you close, because, well, you are a very important patron of this performance, but there is a very important person that your patron, a man by the name of Exathanter, has tasked you with ascertaining the whereabouts of. He has a very vague description, nothing too descriptive, for lack of a better term, but you're looking for a young, gangly man with white streaks in his hair and a scar on his face. To what end? Exathanter hasn't said. But make sure to keep your eyes peeled. And as Dirk talks at you all the way back to the camp, we see this impromptu performance going on, this kind of wild abandon that's been gone with. And Dirk looks a little bit flustered, almost a little bit embarrassed that this is happening. And he kind of rushes forward. What the devil is going on here? What am I paying all of you for? And immediately everybody in the troop kind of gets up and scatters. Mordecai, what do you do?
Mordecai just kind of sits there,
Okay.
waiting for everybody to disperse so he doesn't get trampled.
You are the last one who is sitting there, and Dirk kind of strides up to you and says, "Boy, did you incite this riot?"
Do I ever incite riots?
No, I suppose not. Well, that backdrop won't get painted on its own, and we have a very important, very deep-pocketed patron that would love to see a show, and who has just funded such production. So, Spitspot, let's go. And what of all of these ragamuffins in my audience?
They made a donation to attend the show tonight. They're from according to the song, some war-torn place, and Mordecai will hand him the 5 gold pieces.
You hand him the 5 gold pieces, and he kind of like lights up immediately, and he says, "Well, then they shall have preferential treatment. Do you know what this means, dear boy?"
That we have a lot of money.
Yes, that we have a lot of money.
Better performance?
Let's
Or
not
that we need...
get ahead of ourselves. I've got someone very important to introduce you to. Mitari, my new friend. Come along. And Mitari, as you see Dirk turn with this boy, this man on his arm, you see a gangly young man with white streaks in his hair and a scar on his face. And that's where we're going to leave it for the two of you for now. Hira, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
What? Already? I don't get the beautiful prose. I have to roll for my life.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I will do.
The music knows what's up.
Joke's on you. I got a 16.
Great. With a 16, your eyes snap open, and you wake with a start, and that 16 allows you to pound your chest and cough up this thick, viscous, mucusy water that was in your lungs.
Oh God.
If you didn't know better, it's almost as if you woke up from drowning, which shouldn't be possible. Please describe your character.
Oh, okay. So I suppose my character is the waterlogged version of this, I suppose. But Hira is a man who has a mix of clothing that seems to come from 2 different places. Mainly from his monastery. Mainly from his monastery or monastic times when he was a monk and he was doing all the meditation, all of the thinking, and all of the busy work. All of that stuff. And he's gone on his first adventure. And unfortunately, adventure came in the form of like pirates and leathers and mismatching of things. And so Hira kind of looks like a mismatched thing. Having like human skin, but underneath it shimmers with like scales. Clothing that looks like it came from vastly different places. The leather straps, the fur on his arm, the kind of really tight clothing, gems here and there. So he's gone places.
Perhaps an indelicate question, but what is Hira?
Hira is a water ganassi, and that means that he is a being that was descended from Jinn from like a couple of centuries ago, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. As you wake up, yes, very, very waterlogged. In fact, laying face down in a trough of water. You kind of continue to heave and cough up this mucusy, biley water. As you kind of regather yourself and look around, and you find yourself in a hog pen on the outskirts of a village. There are a few pigs in here, not very many. They don't look terribly well taken care of, but they kind of sniff at your boots curiously. What do you do?
He's going to slap a hand on the flesh of one of the pigs beside him and use them as leverage to get him back up on his feet.
Yeah, you just hear like a as you basically squish this pig a little bit into the ground to get back up. They don't really seem to mind that much. If anything, they're just interested in why the fuck you're like there.
Well, I'm curious too. This feels very incongruent to where we last saw myself.
Correct.
I am right?
You're correct. That is incongruent.
Okay.
What do you last remember?
I remember.
That's me putting you on the spot too.
No, I did remember. I remember. There was a storm. And there was a cleric who stilled the storm, right?
Mhm.
Or tried to. And during that time, I jumped off some water and saved the dude.
Mhm.
And then managed to make it back onto the ship.
Roll me a history check.
But then something happened and I got lost. History, okay. Okay. I have a 19 on the die plus 3.
Fuck me running.
Today is the day.
Today's the
This
day.
is new dice. This is new dice.
Yeah,
I will totally roll on the,
No,
on
no,
the
no.
check because I was impressed too.
that's fine. That's
Anyway.
fine. 22, you said?
Yes, that's what it would be.
Okay. You remember that very clearly. It's the last thing you remember clearly, but it's not the last thing you remember. You remember, similarly, you don't know when this was, how long ago it might have been, but you remember an occasion where you found yourself in a lake of some description, waking up under the water and rushing to the surface, coughing up that kind of mucusy, watery offal that you just did. Perhaps that's what jogged your memory, that you've had this kind of horrible sensation before.
Oh, and I spit it out, actually.
Yeah.
I spit it out. I gotta look for it.
Oh God. Okay. It's fuck me. it's in the trough of water that you were kind of face down in when you woke up, and it's just kind of like sliming around on top.
Oh, okay. I gotta try and grab it before one of these pigs fucking eat it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you see the pigs are kind of going over to investigate where you were sitting and like going in to like grab a drink of water anyway. So roll me a sleight of hand check.
Okay, thank goodness. I have this level of rogue. Okay. Less good with that one. That is a 9.
A 9. You scoot the pigs out of the way. You dunk your hand back in the water and you grip it, but it's like one of those little like tubes that you squeeze and it like shoots all the goo to the other side. It's impossible to get a grip of. But as you kind of like try to bundle it up in your hands, it almost begins to evaporate. And you're left with this kind of like, oh God, like like the crust you get on the edge of your mouth when you wake up and when you're really like thirsty.
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's all over your hands.
Ugh. God. Hira is going to be. He's going. I don't know what the word is, but he's gonna say something that feels like thieves can't. But it's him saying shit. That's all he's got before he's trying to get up and try and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, with that history check, like I said, you remember this kind of instance before where you kind of coughed up this mucus, but that's also not the last thing you remember. That's kind of the snippet that you get, but you also get a snippet of you in a village or a town you don't recognize, with guards on your heels. You get images of wolves in the forest, and yeah, you just kind of don't have much memory of, God, even what happened yesterday as you awaken in this this literal pigsty.
Okay. First things first, I have to get out of this pigsty.
Fair enough. Roll me a perception or investigation.
Okay. I'm gonna go with investigation, even though it's my shittier of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Because actually, I don't really need to know what's going on. I have a 16 for passive perception.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So whatever's gonna happen, I'm gonna notice it, but I need to figure out what's happening.
Yeah, as you kind of like gather yourself and try to look around and see what the hell is going on, you get out of the sty and you find yourself, walking the streets a bit of this proper village. It is the outskirts a bit, but there are still some houses. With that passive perception, you notice nobody else on the street. You notice as you kind of walk by, window shutters close. And you notice a couple of houses that give you a really uneasy feeling, considering the fact that on their front doors are massive X's drawn in blood, or what you assume must be blood. You know almost instinctively that you might want to stay away from that house. You don't know how you know. But as you kind of travel the road, you find yourself, for some reason, walking out of town. You just know that you're not welcome there. And as you continue to travel the road, you make your way into the woods, further down this path, and eventually come upon a corpse on the side of the road. Bloated and rotting. What do you do?
I'm going to stop to check on it. A medicine check. I want to see the state of this being.
Yeah, roll me a medicine.
Okay. 12.
It's been dead at least a week. Or he has been dead at least a week. There's not a lot of, we'll call it unblemished flesh left. You get the sense that, from the little that you were able to discern, this corpse is in very rough shape. And a telltale howling in the distance leads you to believe that this person was a victim of a pack of wolves. And that's where we're going to leave you for right now.
Okay.
The evening comes, and the theatrical troupe is kind of getting ready for the performance. Mitari, you managed to clock pretty quickly Mordecai, but we'll hang off on you for just a moment. As Griffin, you are getting ready to go to the theater with your parents. Your siblings are finally awake. They woke up, at noonish, 6 hours after you already finished your prayers for the day. Griffin, what do you do to get ready? What are you wearing?
Definitely her holy symbol. She's probably getting as gussied up as she can.
Nice. Her literal Sunday best.
Yeah.
Very cool. Is there anything else that you do during the day, or besides like you said, going out and kind of doing general outreach in the town? Is there anything that you do to prepare specially for this besides just getting all gussied up? That's not a challenge, I'm honestly asking.
Maybe getting a haircut.
Oh, interesting. From your parents?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who does it?
Oh gosh. Now I'm on the spot.
Yeah.
Uh,
You got one of two choices. Or it's one of your siblings.
I mean, honestly, probably one of her siblings.
Fair enough.
Hence why it was not done in the early morning.
Also fair, yes. As your mother is kind of flurrying about trying to get ready, wearing very traditional kind of long gown, almost like an Orthodox kind of a vibe. Speaking of kind of a New Yorker thing going on, very Orthodox with a large, like kind of ostentatious bonnet. Something that you've seen from her a lot. She's covering her horns and she's covering her hooves. Something that happens every time they go out. Your father is doing the same with these kind of baggy, almost boot-cut slacks that are a little bit too long, so they hang over the hoof a bit, and a large, like, battered top hat. Almost like Chaplin-esque. It's a little bit, he's got a little bit of that, like, wear and tear about him, because, you know, you're not an overly wealthy family, and this is kind of a tradition, for lack of a better term, every time they go out, that they try to cover themselves as much as possible. And it seems like you're not doing that.
I don't think it would occur to her to do so.
Okay.
I'm sure she is aware of the way that she is viewed, especially where she lives. But it's only ever been something her parents do and not exactly enforced on her.
That's the thing. Yeah, I think that, like, it's a talk that's been had in the past, and whether your mother still has reservations about it, she's learned to not bother saying anything. Because, you know, you are, in many ways, stronger than she is. in the sense that you know, are able to deal with it a little bit more than she typically has been. So there's not a lot of, like, huff and puff about that. What there is huff and puff about is her going, "Now, I cannot believe that you've waited this long to get your hair cut. We're gonna be late."
Well, it's not my fault. Not all of my siblings decide to wake up in the morning.
Hey, you want this done right, then you shut your mouth, all right?
Okay, I'll stop moving.
All right. And your sister kind of like, you know, rolls her eyes a little bit and gets back into it. And your father is like, well, she's got a point. You know, if all of us had been open for Seder and awake, it would have been, you know, Seder. All right. I amuse myself sometimes. Anyway, but that's we talked about this to death. Don't worry about it. Look, honey, she's gonna be ready. She's gonna be fine. All right. I want to make sure that we get good seats. We paid enough for these tickets. She says, kind of under her breath. Griffin, what kind of hairstyle are you going for? Or is there a specific hairstyle? Are you just kind of?
I'm not sure that. I don't think I have any in mind.
No, it's fine. You're just getting a trim, then that's all right.
Getting it curled a little more than it normally is.
There you go, making it a little bit of a tease. But yeah, as you kind of finally finish up and get hurried out the door, your sibling who gave you the haircut, how do you kind of, like, you know, siblings have that thing, you know, where they kind of greet each other in different ways, or they communicate in different ways. What's the thing that you and your sister have?
It's probably something like a hoof bump.
Yeah, you turn around and you kind of clack hooves a little bit.
Yeah.
And your mom just, like, thinks it's a little bit vulgar, a little bit gauche. but always just leaves it alone because it means that at least the kids love each other. But your sister says, "You look good, Griff."
Well, that's mostly your doing, but
And
Thank
don't you forget it. All right, go have fun with the
Yeah.
clowns.
I hope there's no clowns there.
And you are hurried and bundled out the door. Mitari, you found your quarry.
Yes.
What do you do?
There. You can hear me, right?
Yep.
Sorry, I switched my push to talk button. They will give a regard Mordecai, and then offer a clawed hand and just say, "Pleasure," and offer it to Mordecai.
Mordecai will not be shy about absolutely reading Matari. It's nice to meet you. I'm Mordecai. Thank you for your generous donation.
You sound thrilled to be working here.
Mordecai kind of gives you like a shut the fuck up look.
Oh, yes, he's thrilled. We've taken care of Mordecai since he was very young, haven't we, son?
Without the troop, I think I would probably be dead, sir.
Yes, you would. All right, now you've gotten to know each other. Now, Mitari, can I offer you some libation in the meantime?
Of course. Mordecai, would you like to join me?
Dirk kind of tenses up at that, like, do we really need to fucking bring this kid? But he lets you do your thing.
I mean, I'm supposed to be painting waves for the next show, which you so graciously funded this evening.
Oh, please, come on. One evening. I'm sure it will wait, won't it, Dirk?
Yes, I'm sure he'll find some extra time to finish painting a little bit later. Go, yes, let us enjoy ourselves to the Piper and the Paupers.
Matari will give, despite Mordecai's very deadpan, will give them a smile. So, are you normally just a painter?
Why do you... Mordecai will start and then look to see how close Dirk is.
Dirk is off pouring glasses for you all, so he's kind of leaving it alone for at least the moment.
No offense, sir. Sir? Man? Whatever. No offense, but why do you care?
Oh, actually, yes, important distinction. Mitari uses they-them pronouns.
Does Matari prefer what, like, honorific, I guess?
Interchangeable, whatever.
Like,
They don't push it because it causes social things to slow down.
It causes this, Taylor.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to be.
It seems very on brand, though.
It is.
No offense, but why do you... Did he... No. Why do you care?
Do I need a reason?
Yes, in fact, I am a stagehand. Did he... Mordecai will look over again at Dirk and then look back. Did he, like, sell me to you? Because it better be a no. Hey!
Oh,
And before
God.
you be offended, it's happened before. Just trying to
Oh
clear
my.
the air there.
No, no.
Thank Christ.
that's-
Wait, Christ doesn't exist.
Christ can exist. It can just be a guy.
Thank Christ.
Great.
But really,
Well,
why do you give a shit?
You're a charming fellow, aren't you?
That's why I'm not on stage, sir. His eyes,
Uh,
like his yellow eyes, are piercing into your soul, Mitari. Like, it's a little bit intimidating.
Matari just gives a good smile. It's like, would you rather do some backbreaking work, or would you rather come relax? You don't even have to talk to me that much if you don't want to.
I can talk. I just want to know what your deal is. Because I know you didn't donate.
A superstitious sort. I like this one.
It's good to. Sorry, that's me fumbling.
That's fine.
You're fine.
You have a good sharp eye on you. That's good. I don't want to say it's I don't want to say it's like a bounty on your head. But
That wouldn't surprise me.
Step
Well,
carefully, Mitari.
let me just say, I'd like to get to know you a bit more.
Good.
You're gonna have to give me a reason. I don't trust like that.
All
for
right,
stupid
my
people.
friends, wine, wine, and wine. Yes, Dirk comes back and he passes out the glasses. And he says, now, Mitari, you are obviously a well-off sort. And he starts kind of blathering on and on and on, cutting off that potential thread of investigation. Mordecai, what's the vibe?
Mordecai, when Dirk directs his attention to Mordecai, Mordecai will put on a facade.
Hmm.
He's picked up a thing or two in his time with the troop, but he will be absolutely staring you down, Matari.
Are you trying to be subtle about it?
No.
Great.
My -2 charisma says no,
Fair.
Michael.
Mitari, what do you do with the rest of your evening before the show?
They'll give Mordecai their space, but they'll kind of what's the word? Be Dirk's arm candy if he wants.
Fair enough.
But they'll just like drink, talk to other patrons, and kind of do the smoozing and listening and all that stuff.
Very cool. Yeah, and as you do so, more people do end up showing up. There's mostly humans, obviously. There's, interestingly, a family of satyrs, it appears, that have come to the show. There are these kind of boisterous other caravaneers who are there. Surprisingly, for you and for Mordecai and for Dirk, the audience is pretty full. That doesn't happen often, especially not for a show that, Mordecai, you've seen God knows how many times they've put up this production. But the evening comes, the performance time begins, and the lights are lit. And Mordecai, your relaxation comes to an end as you make your way to the back to handle the very minimal but very important job that you have for this particular show, operating the trapdoors. And we'll discuss that when we get to it. Griffin, you and your family find a seat in kind of the middle of the crowd. It's like a picnic, like a Shakespeare in the Park kind of a thing. So everybody's on the ground, like on blankets and stuff like that. Your mom, packed a little bit of a picnic for all of you. As you're waiting for the show to begin. Mitari, you're still in the VIP section, which is basically just almost a pillow fort kind of thing that's been made on like a luxurious blanket at the very front row.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. The performance begins. It is a classical piece that most people would know about a bard who assists a village with an infestation of were-rats, only to be snubbed his payment and the dark revenge he takes on the town thereafter. Usually, this is a heroic children's tale, but this performance is pretty grim. The bard returns to the town in the second act and begins to play his flute, summoning an ill wind that sweeps through the streets. As this scene plays out, a thin mist begins to pour out from the stage, settling in the crowd. And Mordecai, you see across the stage in the other wing, one of the stagehands is pouring a bucket of mist that is kind of creeping out across the stage. The mist whips and whirls about the stage, and one by one, the actors playing the town folks begin to disappear, save for the piper himself. Now, Mordecai, you've been ready this whole time to throw the trapdoors to make all of the townspeople disappear, but roll me a perception check.
Oh god. Hang on, let me get to it. There we go. Oh, 10.
It's kind of hard to see through the mist. You're clearly your other stagehand is laying it on a little fucking thick tonight. But you haven't thrown the trapdoor yet. Your cue hasn't really come up, and people have already started to disappear on their own. The wind whirls and the mist rolls out thicker and thicker and begins to make the air wet and difficult to breathe. Griffin, you kind of see this, and it's just kind of like an awesome show to start, and then all of a sudden, like, Griffin and Matari both, there's this blanket of fog that is just almost impossible to see through. Mitari, what do you do?
Can I roll a perception check?
Yes.
To see if I can, discern things.
22, fucking hell. With a 22, you can see through the mist relatively. There are some audience members that are getting a little bit nervous as to what's going on, but otherwise, not much is happening. The kind of music starts to swell from the piper on stage. But besides that, everything is relatively normal, except for the fact that you do find it getting harder and harder to breathe.
I think it's going to I think it's gonna be that thing where it's like I feel like I'm in a fire, and they're gonna like get up and slowly like try and make their way where they can breathe better.
Yeah, you do so, but as you stand and try to make your way to to higher ground because the mist is settling on the ground, you stand up and you just find yourself in the fog still. And as you try to walk around, like you almost trip over one of the pillows a little bit, and manage to catch yourself, but even with that 22 perception, you don't see anybody around you anymore. The fog is just so thick and you can't seem to get through it. Roll me a Constitution save. With a 6, the air begins to choke you, almost literally. It begins to kind of fill your lungs. You almost feel like you're suffocating, and after a short period of time, you fall unconscious. But the last thing that you kind of feel is this presence in the back of your head. Not alarmed, not panicked. Just say, "Gentle, Mitari. Gentle." As you collapse on the floor. Now, Griffin, much the same experience is happening to you. Your parents are kind of like getting very fidgety and standing up and trying to figure out what's going on. What do you do?
I think she'd do much the same. I think first she'd grab both of her parents' hands just to be sure.
Yeah, you go to grab let's say your father's hand because he's next to you, and as you go to grab at it, you roll me an investigation check.
Sure. Let's see. That would be a 10.
A 10. As you go to grab your father's hand, it's almost like it's hard. It's hard to grab. It's almost like your hand is slightly kind of moving through space a little bit slower when you reach for his hand, and as you do, and you kind of grip, he whirls around toward you, and you see not your father, but a faceless, shadowy husk that just kind of leers at you and tilts its head as it gets closer and closer. What do you do?
Let go.
You let go. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
4.
And you fall back, smacking your head on a stone, and are knocked out cold. Mordecai, you are in the thick of it on the stage, walking out to try to figure out exactly what's going on as you hear the kind of panic in the crowd. What do you do?
Mordecai pulls like his shirt up over his nose, and tries to squint and see if there's any way he can see like somebody in the back maybe that's up to some shit.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make your way backstage, and you try to look to see what's going on, and all you see is smoke, this mist. But moreover, you see it rolling in from the forest surrounding the camp. It's not coming from your stage, it's coming from elsewhere.
Would you say that we're like on the cusp of a forest?
Very much so.
Would you consider that my favorite terrain?
Yes.
Okay.
You sneaky
You
fuck.
would like to use primeval awareness. For 1 minute per level, the spell slot you expend, you can sense whether the following types of creatures are present within 1 mile of you, or within up to 6 miles if you're in your favorite terrain. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
You sense an overwhelming presence of undead.
Oh, it's my favorite enemy. He is kicked into high gear. He's going to just leave the stage, and he's going to try to go. He always keeps his bag with all his shit very close by in the event that something does happen, because if anything does happen, monster related, it's Mordecai's job. So his bag is just behind the stage. And he will, if that's okay with you.
That's fine. That way, hey,
and he will
fits.
grab his bag with all his shit and pull his bow and arrow off of it and have it ready.
Okay, and you're running into the forest.
Yep.
Awesome. You run into the forest. The mist is thick. Roll me another perception check.
Ooh, drawing lines somehow. Whoa. There we go. Ooh, 18.
18. You barely manage to avoid it as you almost slam face first into a tree. But as you kind of whirl around and make your way through the forest, that mist is still thick. Even with your mouth up, or your mouth covered by the rag, I still need you to make a con save.
Okay. Oh, where'd it go? That's intelligence. Oh, no, that's Dex. God damn it. Ooh.
20. Yeah, you managed to soldier on as far as you possibly can. as you kind of rush your way through the mist, trying to figure out exactly where this energy is coming from, and you see shadows through the mist that you kind of try to knock your bow and almost take shots at, but they seem to vanish before you can. And as you're running and running and running, and it's still getting harder and harder to breathe, you find your vision fading even through this successful constitution. You come across what appear to be massive wrought iron gates that you know were not there before. And just before you reach them, you pass out. A loud bang awakens Mitari like a shot. As you kind of wake and gather your bearings, you don't recognize the place that you're in. What do you do?
They're gonna get and kind of get their bearings. Where are we?
Yeah, roll me a perception check. 16.
16.
You stand and take a look around. Black pools of water stand like dark mirrors in and around this muddy roadway. Towering trees whose tops are lost in heavy gray mist block out all but a death gray light. The tree trunks are unnaturally close to one another, and the woods have the silence of a forgotten grave, yet exude the feeling of an unvoiced scream. As you look around you, you see two figures on the ground next to you. You see that satyr that was there with her family, and you see that individual, Mordecai. As you kind of look behind you and see them, you look up and see these massive black wrought iron gates. The loud bang that woke you up was the gates closing and locking tight. And you find yourself on this unfamiliar road in these unfamiliar woods. What do you do?
I think they're going to first they're going to snap their fingers and summon their companion, their familiar, who I've named Zoe, and they're going to come in as an imp.
Got it.
Just because I want some extra eyes watching my back.
Describe Zoe. What are they like?
Personality-wise, or
Yeah, whatever.
So I imagine they're, instead of like a red imp, that they have kind of like similar, like kind of like cool colors like Matari does. Kind of more skeleton-y.
Got it.
I don't think she talks much.
Fair
I think
enough.
very I'm gonna say the personality is cat.
Got it.
Because as I said, I just came up with her on the spot. But
Great.
her name is Zoe.
Beautiful.
But summons her to help keep an eye out as they lean down to try and nudge the other two awake.
Yeah, as you do, you kind of nudge Mordecai, you nudge the girl, and you notice who you will meet, and whose name is Griffin. There is some blood pooling behind their head.
Can I roll medicine?
You can roll a medicine.
Roll medicine. No.
8. She clearly hit her head on something.
I think they'll not trying to remember a little bit of what their parents taught them, but not doing great. Just going to try not to move her too much, but gently, like, nudge her in a way not to move her
Yeah,
Move her head.
exactly. She does stir a bit. She's still clearly alive, but
Okay.
not terribly responsive right now. As you've nudged him, Mordecai, you begin to awaken, and you see the same thing surrounding you. What do you do?
Is this familiar to Mordecai?
Roll me a history
From
check.
Okay. From the depths of his brain.
No,
What?
no,
Nope.
it's not.
The fuck? And he'll get up. And pick his. I'm assuming his bow's right on the ground where he passed out.
Yeah, fine.
Thanks. He was
Thank you,
prepared.
DM.
Mordecai will briefly look up, like his eyes will flicker to Matari and then flicker down to Griffin. He'll smell the blood before he even registers it's there, and he's going to immediately try to. So does it look like it's actively bleeding?
Not profusely, but yes.
Okay. He's gonna like dig into his backpack and pull out a bandana.
Okay. Roll me a
and I
medicine
guess-
check.
Yeah. Fuck.
You do your best, but you're still like very woozy from having, lost all that oxygen, and just kind of woken up. So you kind of go to clumsily stifle the bleeding and just end up kind of keeling over a little bit yourself.
You put pressure on her head at the wound with this. I need a second.
Mitari, you may roll medicine with advantage.
Okay. Nah.
Woof.
Oh my god!
We're sorry,
Well,
Griffin.
I
I
think-
think you're gonna die.
I need you to roll a new
Yeah,
character
yeah.
clause.
Nice knowing you, Griffin.
Yeah.
Griffin, as this kind of jostling craziness is happening, you do wake up, almost with a start. And as you feel this kind of these people crowding around you, what do you do?
I think her instinct would be to shoot up, like upright as quickly as possible.
Okay,
Probably not a great idea given her condition.
maybe not. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna actually, Mitari, roll me a d6. Ooh, you lucky duck. Griffin, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage from this fall.
Hey, well.
And as you kind of get up, like it's one of those things where like the head bleeds a lot, right? But it's not. It is not as bad as it looks. So Griffin, you're able to stand up, and if nothing else, you just have some blood in your hair, which is kind of a bummer because your hair looked really nice today.
Just got it done.
I know, but you shoot up. When you shoot up, are you just trying to get up and get away, or are you like in fight mode?
Kind of a mix of the two.
Ooh,
I think she'd take a couple steps back and like whip around.
I want you to flip a coin for me. Roll me a 1d2.
Oh.
Heads is 1, tails is 2.
Let me see how I do that with this.
Slash R
Slash roll.
space 1d2.
Okay, one is what?
1 is heads, 2 is tails.
So tails.
Roll me a ram attack on Mitari.
No. Okay, let's see.
Oh my god, we're gonna be beating up on each other so soon.
Should I be rolling to hit first?
Yes, roll to hit.
Okay.
Mitari, what is your AC?
11.
Okay, I'll give you a dexterity saving throw to see if you get advantage on this. Or if they get disadvantage, rather.
Okay, so you want me to do that?
Please.
Boop.
Okay, that is a 19. Klaus, roll this attack with disadvantage.
Well, I got a 6 for the first roll, so
Okay.
yeah.
Unless you
same.
have a +5.
Do I have proficiency in my ram attack?
Yes, you do.
I have a +4, so technically it'd be an 8, but still.
Okay, then never mind. It's done. You like freak out, and Batari, you're able to like jerk back just a little bit. It has these horns kind of like shoot up unintentionally, but almost actually hitting you. And as you kind of like leap to your feet, you feel this pain in the back of your head, Griffin. What do you do?
Who the hell are you, and where are my parents?
It's not the wisest to be trying to headbutt people after a head injury.
Why'd you hit me on the head? Who hit me on the head?
I didn't hit you on the head. I am... Oh, easy. They put up a hand. I'm Atari. And you?
She looks befuddled.
Mordecai still like is swaying a little and trying to get his bearings like in the background.
What's your
I
name?
don't.
They say to Griffin.
Well, I'm Griffin. Sorry. Can we? She puts a hand to the wound on her head. Where are we?
Your guess is as good as mine. During the performance, there were monsters. So I pursued them, and he'll finally stand at his full height. Finally steady on his feet. I passed out right in front of this gate that was never here. I know these woods. I know the woods in general. And these don't belong there, here, wherever.
I passed out and I was still in the stands.
Wait, were you two at the theater troupe show?
Yes,
was it?
I'm unfortunately with the troupe.
What do you mean, unfortunately? It was a great
Until
show.
the story. Until this point, this is not part of the show. In case you were wondering, it's not an immersive experience.
I thought it was an odd directing choice, but
Yeah, I'm supposed to work the trapdoors to make the cast disappear, but they started actually disappearing, I guess. Maybe they ended up here too, but that mist wasn't normal. It's not. And he grabs his head again. Like his words are getting jumbled and he's trying to figure it out.
Your words are also getting jumbled because you, of all people, catch a whiff of something horrific.
Ugh.
It smells like a corpse.
Oh god. His head will whip to where it is as soon as he catches a whiff.
Are you following the scent?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's something dead.
What?
There's a corpse. I don't know if it's people or animal, but it's this way.
How the hell do you know that? How the hell does he know that?
Sensitive nose. And
What?
he'll shrug and start tracking it.
Yeah. You catch the stench of death on the air. The foul scent leads you to a human corpse, half buried in the underbrush about 15 feet from the road. Kneeling by the corpse, you see a tall, muscular figure. What do you do?
Does that belong to you? Did you do that? If so, I'll go.
Hira, what do you say?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm saying if you murdered somebody, I'll just leave. Because I don't want to get I'm already in a pile of shit. We, and he'll kind of gesture widely, are in a pile of shit. Or you could be in this shit pile with us.
What made me curious about this corpse?
What made you curious about this corpse? Roll me a perception check. Or actually, your passive perception is fine. As I said, he's been torn to bits, basically. Surrounded by paw prints. It looks like crows have been at him. And kind of stark white against the blackish gray of the mud. In his hand is a crumpled envelope.
I'm going to take the envelope, open it up, and while I'm opening it up, I'm going to say, there's werewolves somewhere, or something. Wolves, werewolves, something bad's in the forest. Be on the lookout.
Yeah, I went after some undead, and I ended up here from a fucking theater performance with these two.
Yes, we don't have to worry about people who are dead. We have to worry about who's alive.
No, that's... Mordecai will kind of just shrug and get down to look at the corpse too.
Roll me a medicine check.
No, not this shit again. A 10!
Same thing that Hira learned earlier, dead for at least a week, torn apart by wolves.
Mordecai's I'm gonna tap into that primeval awareness again.
Okay. Read me the list again.
So just for the record, I have 2 spell slots left now. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiend, and undead. This feature doesn't reveal the creature's location or number.
What's the radius?
Since we're in a forest, up to 6 miles.
Christ. You get a faint whiff of undead.
There's still undead in the area. Can I try to track... Do the paw prints look fresh?
No, not these ones, but the mud is thick and it's not a very trafficked road.
I mean, I could probably figure out where they went.
Did you say there was something in the guy's hand?
Was that for me?
Yes.
Yes. Hira took it.
Okay, Hira took it. Cool.
You can.
I'm sorry.
You can look over my shoulder while I read it. I'm not gonna hide it from nobody.
Oh, are you just reading it quietly to yourself?
Yeah, I have opened it, and it is.
All right.
I think Matara's going to be like, okay, who are you?
I'm not gonna read it out loud, but I'm gonna read it.
Your reading is interrupted by Mitari asking who the hell you are.
Who are you?
My name is Hira.
Hira. You weren't at the performance.
Nope.
No. How'd you get here?
I drowned. No, I didn't drown. I might have drowned.
Are we dead? Is this the afterlife?
Mordecai, I will tell you that you do not sense undead in your immediate vicinity.
Okay.
Do you feel dead?
Do I feel dead? Is that what you asked?
Yes, do you feel dead?
I don't know what that feels like.
Then you're not dead. Congratulations.
If it comes out black and inky, let me know.
What?
Lovely. Hira, you read this letter, and the letter reads, Hail to thee of might and valor. I, the Burgomaster of Barovia, send you this message with despair. This past night, while defending my home, I have found myself bitten by a vampire, spelled the old-fashioned way with a Y. For over 400 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now my son and daughter are forced to minister to me as I languish and die from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. I have instructed my faithful servant Dalvin Olensky to affix this to the gates. It is by his bravery my message reaches you at all. So I say to you who read this, give us up for dead, and encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves, and save this world from this evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Kolyan Indirovich, Burgomaster.
I'm gonna roll the note up. If it was rolled, if it was fold, I'm gonna
Sure.
whatever it is, I'm going to put it back into the place that it was, and I'm going to haphazardly hand it off to the person next to me.
Yeah, Mordecai, you take the letter.
Mordecai
Mhm.
reads, like, scans it pretty quickly and just kind of looks up. Maybe... Does Mordecai know the name Barovia?
Roll me history.
Fuck you! I'm not good at any of this shit.
It was asking for people who to do like faith symbols.
Yeah.
You do not know the name Barovia.
Fuck. You look like a holy symbol person. And he'll hand the note to Griffin. But otherwise, it sounds pretty bleak. Vampires, no joke. Don't really want to deal with that. I have sets to be painting right now, actually. Would rather not be here. So how do we get
all
back?
have sets we'd rather be painting right now.
Kida is going to. Is it clear to me that Griffin is a cleric?
Very. Oh, well, Griffin's a paladin, but yes, a holy person.
A whole with a knife, close enough. So like, Hida is going to go to them and is going to ask, "Are you a
Oh, you cut out a little bit there.
Are you a holy worms?"
Oh, you cut out again, weirdly.
Are you a holy worms?
Hold on. Be right back.
Yep.
Yeah. Griffin's a holy worms.
Holy words.
But hey, that's just a
Oh my
theory.
god.
I'm sorry. Is it working now?
Yeah, you're in.
Okay. He's asking if Griffin is a person of the storms, like a holy of the storms.
I've never heard that in my life, have I?
Not specifically, no.
No.
Looks holy. I mean, you do look holy, so I guess that would be close enough.
Are we referencing the letter right now?
Can you do it?
But holy symbols everywhere? I'm confused. What this is asking for exactly?
Basically, the letter has said, give up on us. Surround the land with make like a perimeter of holy symbols so we can be contained. and when we're long dead, maybe you can come back and gather something of value. It basically seems like a desperate plea, and something that it would take an army of clerics to do from the outside, not the inside.
Wait, are we on the inside
Seems like it.
or the outside?
Well, that gate slams shut behind us. So I would
We're
say
on the
inside.
inside of something
What
bad,
the
and we need to find the clerics. And you're enough for
Huh?
now.
What? This would take a whole lot more people than just me.
You'd be surprised how little faith there is around here.
We don't even really know where here is.
Are you a local?
Enough?
If you're a local, then why were you passed out at the gate too? Were you sent to bring another message like this poor guy?
No one's immune to passing out.
Oh, that's fair. I can't argue with that. Fair
In
enough.
Matari's head, they're thinking, "Oh no, it's another one that talks in riddles."
You get no response to that, Batari.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think Hira would respond back to that. Instead, he'd just nod.
Mordecai will, not having forgotten the experience he had with Matari earlier, will turn to Matari and give him a once-over with a raised eyebrow and be like, does this have anything to do with you and your quote-unquote interest in me?
They ponder. They seem a little distracted. Are they not getting anything from?
For the
The old
first
man?
time this whole time, you have no idea what's going on.
I guess so.
You guess so.
Well, I wasn't really given a lot of instructions besides look for you.
From who? And for why?
As you ask that question, you hear the sound of howling and snarling from down the road and the screams of someone in danger. What do you do?
All right, I don't want to stick here any longer. I'm walking down the road.
So you're gonna walk... Yeah, we should walk towards it.
We just
Hang on.
need to
Unless you want
go-
to climb a gate.
We just need to find a holy person. I found the holy person.
I'm gonna go help whoever that is.
Yeah, Mordecai's already making his way towards the screaming with his bow drawn.
You make your way toward the sound of screaming. And as you do, you come across a bit of a gruesome scene. You see, in a moment, you see a series of wolves
What did you do?
picking at what appears to be a dead body. They look to be starving, and they notice all of you and begin to snarl and charge. I need everybody to roll me initiative, please.
Oh, shit.
God damn it,
but-
I can't see it on my iPad.
But not me. I'm dead, right?
Go ahead and roll me initiative.
Yay!
Yippee!
Oh god, I need to be writing this down.
It's that part of DMing.
Yeah, fucking hell. I can't just play pretend anymore.
This is pretend with rolls.
Yeah.
This is pretend we're with rules that everybody has agreed upon. And now the playground is safe.
It's Shadow Wolves.
Shadolves. Okay,
Shadow stuff.
shadow stuff. All right. Okay. First up in the order is going to be Hira.
Oh, damn. Look at that.
The
Lucky
wolves
me.
turn to snarl as if they're going to begin charging.
Well, let's see how far I can go, first of all. So I can go 40 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I trust that the others are going to do something for the front end. I want to do something about the back end. So I have 40 speed. I figure I could do that and like jump, maybe over. I do have-
Yeah. You'll need to roll me a strength.
Okay. I also have Step of the Wind, so I can spend a key point to take the disengage or dash action as a bonus action. And
Up
my
to
jump
you.
distance is doubled. You said strength. I think I'll make it.
Okay, it'll be an athletics check to jump. Yes.
Athletics. Okay. Ready to go.
Okay,
14.
that will be enough to do it. Go ahead and move yourself.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over here. That's 30 feet, and then this over here, right here.
Perfect. Yes, you leap over the wolves, over the body, and land gracefully. What do you do?
I am going to then spend. I'm gonna punch.
Punch.
I'm gonna punch. I'm gonna punch. I guess this one.
Very cool.
And so we'll just do this unarmed strike, I suppose.
Ooh,
That's 5.
unarmed strike. That's a 9 to hit.
Oh, a 9 to hit.
Let's see what these guys got.
I will say I have advantage,
Oh, do you have advantage?
right? No, because nobody else is on the other side. Never mind.
Ba-ba-ba-bum. That is going to be a miss. You try to punch, but this wolf just kind of ducks underneath it and snarls at you.
Okay. Well,
Is that it for you?
but no, because I can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
That's right, your flurry of blows.
Yeah, so
All
I
right.
can do flurry of blows. So I'm gonna do it 2 more times.
Cool.
1, 2.
That is 1 hit.
Well, I'm not perfect. I did just throw up something.
Yeah, exactly. So 4 points of damage to the wolf.
Yes.
Very cool. Anything else?
Could I tell if this is a body that's dead or a body that's alive?
Roll or no, your passive perception is 16.
Yeah.
The body seems a little bit roughed up, but you can see it stirring.
All right, we'll stick to it. We'll try and get these guys out of the way.
All right. Next up is Mordecai.
Yippee! Alright. Mordecai's gonna step up a little bit closer. Actually, like, near this, like, outcropping here
Okay.
of rock. And, why the fuck does it say I have divine sense? Hello? Anyways. My character sheet says divine sense for some reason.
Weird.
He's going to draw his longbow and he is going to try to hit this one.
Okay, go ahead.
Alright. Sorry, roll 20 is a little bit slow.
25 to hit. That is a hit for 6 points of piercing damage to the wolf.
Sweet. And that is all he will do.
Fantastic. Next up in the order is Ritter. Why don't you describe what your character looks like?
On the
While he's
floor.
on the floor.
I imagine that the character on the floor right now looks like a mass of shapes of fabric torn up, mostly black shapes, and pale blue-green shapes. There is a warhammer laying down on the ground that looks like it's made of mysterious material, and there's a bunch of broken jewelry and shit like that down on the ground. I'm assuming there's copious amounts of blood and other random materials. How wounded am I?
Not terribly. It looks like most of you is intact.
Okay.
You were just kind of beat to shit and knocked down. You get the sense that you weren't quite dead yet.
Okay. And as he kind of like stands up, like a big flap of like a long, like button down like coat kind of like flops over his head, kind of like revealing like this mishmash of like light hair with dark roots. The dark roots are kind of like this burgundy color. That kind of starts at, oddly enough, like the base of his skull. Definitely not natural. We're definitely looking big curse territory, whatever character we're looking at here. He's missing shoes. He looks a little bit dirty. Whether or not that's due to the wolves or whether or not he is a person who doesn't have a home is debatable. But he kind of gets up looking completely and utterly unfazed from the wolves after his initial scream. But I imagine that he's looking forward, and I think from between the legs of the wolves, he sees parts of Mordecai and maybe parts of Griffin. Obviously, he doesn't see the person behind him. And Mitari might be a little bit too far away to see. But he goes, "Oh, thank God. The screaming worked." Though it always works when I do. They're trying to kill me! And when he does that, he pulls out Arms of Hadar.
Very nice.
I'm gonna cast that.
Explain that spell to me, please.
I'm gonna fucking explains it right there.
Oh, perfect.
There you go.
Amazing.
They have to do a strength save.
Each creature in that area, which means Hira as well.
That's fine.
Yeah, but he doesn't know Hira's there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Every one of these wolves is going to do a strength save. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's your spell save DC?
That is a good question. Where is that on my sheet?
Should be on your spell sheet at the very top.
That is, my spell save DC is 13.
13. I'm going to give these guys disadvantage because they're very clearly surprised that the thing they were about to eat is still alive somehow. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 fails.
Sweet.
Dealing 10 points of necrotic damage to each. This wolf, let me see here. How do I do this? Oh, it's been a long time since I used Roll20. Dies. This wolf dies as these black tendrils whip out in all directions. I need Hira to make a strength save as well, please. That is a fail. You are going to take 10 points of this necrotic damage.
That's okay.
Sorry, honey.
No, it's okay. In fact, if the tendrils even it looks like it almost goes through him briefly, but he sort of just takes it as is, like it's normal to have this happen to him.
Stabs right through.
Roll me, Hira, a very difficult history check.
20.
huh. You get the
20.
you have a vague feeling that you might recognize this person. And that's the best that you get.
That's fine. You know, he was gonna go save somebody because it was a body surrounded by wolves. You know, like he was gonna save it anyway. But this
Yeah.
just doubly affirms the choice.
Beautiful. Ritter, anything else for you this turn?
Nope, that was it.
Fantastic.
Though I think if that when one of the tentacles hit something a little bit more solid, he probably like paused, but that was like the moment his turn ended.
Right, gotcha. It is time for the wolves, and the wolves are going to they're going to panic and they're going to attack. It's a panic attack. We are going to start with one wolf on Hira. 8 to hit is a miss, I'm going to assume.
Yeah, that's a miss.
2 attacks on Ritter. 14 and a 12. What's your
My
AC?
AC is 18.
You're fucking
18.
kidding me.
No.
Okay, they're both misses. You hear Mordecai howling from the east as those were not the only wolves that were lying in wait.
Mordecai will yell that there's more coming.
And they appear from the trees, led by a massive, massive creature.
Mommy wolf.
Mordecai,
These are her babies.
Yes, you would know that this is a dire wolf.
Oh.
Next in the order is Griffin.
Oh, dang. Big wolf.
Wow.
Wow. Biggest wolf I've ever seen.
Ugh.
She would, I believe, have her short sword out before this happened.
Fine. We'll call it ceremonial.
Yeah. Everyone's got one.
This Lathander does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would make her way to probably the wolves that were here first.
Okay. How much movement do you have?
She has 35 feet of movement.
35? Okay, you made it then.
And I'm going to slash. One-handed, since
Got it. The one to your northeast or east?
we'll go northeast.
Northeast. Give it a go. That's a hit. Roll damage. Fucking
Yes.
hell. Yeah, you just slice immediately through this thing, and it basically collapses into a pile of like shadowy viscera.
Wolf.
Anything else from you this turn?
She kind of shoot it. You okay? To Ritter.
I think I'm a lot better now. As he's kind of like looking up and down at all of the sparkly, glowy things, which clearly must mean a good thing.
Glowy means good. Generally.
All right, next in the
Light
order.
means good.
Next in the order is Mitari.
Could I should ask this earlier. Could I get like a little like duplicate of myself for Zoe?
Oh, you need the imp. Yes. Hold on. I have one of these. Just hold on, damn it.
Hold on. Oh.
Little imp. Yay!
But let me give you
Impy.
control. Represents character imp. Yes. Can I please fucking open character sheet? Hold, please.
We are impy lovers in this house.
Imp.
We got to at this point.
Can be edited and
He's
controlled
grown up.
by you.
Yay!
Actually, hold please, because this imp's name is Zoe.
Zoe the imp.
There we go.
We've named Zoe. We gotta.
And it's in the
make
fight.
Zoe
Let's go.
stronger.
Okay,
on,
okay.
Zoe.
Real quick question. Can I see the dire wolf, or are they still obscured by trees?
They are roll me perception.
Okay. Oh, I'm panicking, guys.
Latari's like, I'm a fancy boy, not a dirty boy.
That is persuasion, my friend.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw a P and I was like, ah!
Click.
The other P word.
Yeah.
Not as good.
That is good. A 9. I will say that you know that they are definitely over here. Whether you can see them right now, you'll probably have to move a little bit.
Okay. All right, so 5. Okay, so I'm gonna have Zoe. So she has a fly speed of 40.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have her move over here
Okay.
and do a claw attack.
Got it.
I'm sorry, I don't have her character sheet.
If you double click the icon, you should be able to look at the character sheet.
Oh, yes. Okay, thank you.
Roll 20.
She's not in my journal. Okay, anyways, I have her pulled up.
She's not. God damn it.
So, no, so she has a sting. It's a +5 to hit.
Okay.
So that's a 22.
Very cool. I have updated it now that you should be able to actually control her now.
Okay, it's okay. It's
22
okay.
is a hit. It doesn't matter how
Okay.
much damage you do because it kills it.
Okay, cool.
Can you guys
and
see
then
the health
Ari-
bars, by the way, or no?
No,
I can
Good.
see mine.
Good.
I see
okay.
my health bar.
Great.
All right, and then I'm gonna take one as a bonus action. I'm gonna activate my undead. My form of undead,
Mm-hmm.
which gives me 1d10 plus warlock level of temporary hit points.
Cool.
Ooh.
Christ.
All right,
I forgot
so
you said that you had Daddy Undead as your patron.
yeah. So if I may, so Matari's like eyes kind of get that weird like blue streakiness to them, and their chest starts to glow with like this blue like energy in their chest that you can see through their shirt. Yeah. So those are my hit. Doing that, and then
Cool.
I'm gonna do an Eldritch Blast to this guy, the last wolf.
The last wolf. Got it.
Yep, it's 120 feet.
Yep.
So I should be able to hit, no problem.
Ha-ha!
No.
That is a critical failure.
Ah.
The perfect timing for me to bring up one of my house rules. This doesn't apply to this roll, but I have a house rule. The deck! I forgot about the deck. Okay.
The deck.
We're not doing the deck right now because I forgot about it, but we will put that into effect.
Tee.
I forgot that I did this the last time I ran Strahd, where we pull from a Taroka deck with random effects.
Ooh.
But my general house rule, when we deem it's not appropriate to use the deck, I think the deck is to be used for like big shit. We'll see. Hey, I'll figure it out later. Whatever. Shut up. The house rule is, if you roll a natural 1, it opens you up to opportunity attacks from those creatures that are surrounding you.
Okay.
You are not being surrounded, so that does not apply. This applies to enemies as well. So if they roll a natural 1, you may take opportunity attacks on them.
Okay.
All right. That is just a
Sounds
miss with your
good.
Eldritch Blast.
All right, that's fine. I know that was a lot. I'm done.
That's fine. Top of round 2, we're going back to Hira.
He will have just seen the paladin do a slashy slash and just insta kill a wolf. Like Impy has also killed a wolf. Or rather Zoe has killed a wolf. We're in a state of like things are getting killed, and I'm gonna go ahead and try and nod my head at Paladin and say, "Well done, you found the cleric," and then just punch again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna punch.
That is a miss.
Oh my god! Come on, key point.
Well, you get 1 unarmed strike for free, so you don't have to burn it if you
okay.
don't want to.
I'll burn it again, right?
All right.
It's because we need to get this thing out of here.
All right.
That's 2 more strikes.
2 more strikes.
1. Come on, Hira. Thank you.
There's
Jesus.
the crit. You eviscerate this thing.
I'm not used to smoke wolves, okay?
Exactly. It explodes into shadowy pulp.
And he's going to say, we need to keep going. To everybody. While he's trying to grab Ritter.
Does anybody have a
We definitely
response?
can't stop because
Yeah, I think the shadow tentacles by that point would drop, obviously. And I think if he grabs him, he'll turn around, and I guess that this would be the big quintessential question: what do I recognize and or remember?
Roll me a history check.
All right, I'm gonna roll the history check in here because I think this one's kind of important.
Mm.
12.
There is. For this moment, you know you can trust this person. You might recognize them, but it's hard to tell.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I feel like that falls in line with probably any of like his deja vu that he's probably had while existing.
Yeah.
So he kind of nods and he's just like, exactly. There's more over there. Not sure if you want to handle bigger woo noises. Yeah, we should probably go. Other friends? Probably shouldn't have done that. That's probably gonna call others.
Yeah.
Mordecai
they're
That's all
already
he's
on
gonna
the
say.
way.
You thought about it already?
Yeah, and that's all he's gonna say.
Awesome. Next up in the order is Mordecai.
So is this like upward slope or downward
Upward slope.
Like, wow. So it's gonna be a bitch.
Yeah, you got the low
Okay.
ground.
It's over.
It's over, Anakin.
High ground.
High ground.
Fuck. Okay. Well, I guess all I can really do is move. Let me see what my walking speed is real quick. 30. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay, I'm
Hooray.
here. That's my turn.
You're not going to attack?
Is it going to be a disadvantage?
No.
Oh, really?
We're not playing Baldur's Gate. It's not that high.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna use a bonus action to put my hunter's mark on. That's not what I wanted to do.
Okay,
I
that's
wish I
fine.
could
You
just-
did a hunter's mark.
Yes, on the big wolf.
Okay.
So I deal an extra 1d6 damage whenever I hit it with a weapon attack.
Yep.
So he's going to draw his bow again. And where is? Damn.
Fucking hell, 25's a hit. Roll that hunter's mark.
I'm just gonna.
Okay,
Yo.
16 points of damage on the big boy.
Ooh.
Not bad.
If I remember correctly, last time I played Mordecai, he did not hit shit.
Well, let's
So this is
pray
Yeah,
that
more
this
confident
changes.
Mordecai, clearly.
Yeah.
Alright, anything else or no?
No, that is all I can do.
That is it, Ritter!
Okay. Think Ritter will kind of gently step over the corpses of the wolves. The shadow dissipating corpses of the wolves because they're not real. And he is going to throw down I guess it's not gonna be a pokey stick. It's not a stick. I feel like Ritter is more like a rad like sword dude.
Cool.
Like when it comes to his spiritual weapon because he's rock 80s minded.
Yes.
So he would probably have a pokey stick. So his pokey stick's gonna be like over here. It's a sword.
Fucking sick.
And it's gonna slam into this dire wolf right over here.
Do it.
Ba-da-da-ba. It's casting at level 2. Boom.
Oh, it needs to roll.
Yeah, it actually needs to roll. Why did you not DC 13? Why did it not do the... I didn't do it right. No. What do I have to roll first?
Or wait, is it a save or is it an attack?
It is an attack, so it should be able to...
Yeah, it should be an attack plus your spell modifier.
One DA plus your spellcasting ability on a hit. So it should be... Yeah, so it's... Okay, so... Alright, hold on. I'll fix this in post.
Mhm.
I'll fix this in post. Alright, so it is for my wisdom. So it is... So it's the 17... So it's 1d8... Or 1d... Well, 20 plus the 3 for that. Oh, I only rolled a 9, so I probably missed on that.
That is a miss.
That is a miss. Okay, so I missed on that for the bonus action. And then I will instead throw down a... Oh, actually, Ritter will notice that... How many hit points are you missing, Griffin?
1. I took 1 damage from hitting my head on a rock.
Okay, so I think instead,
Yeah, the only person who's hurt is Hida.
I think Ritter instead would turn and kind of notice the damage that was done from the poke of the shadowy entity, and he would just go, "Oh, sorry about that," and he would just kind of quickly kind of handle that.
Cure wounds, 10 hit points.
I'm back up to top. It's like it never happened.
Yeah.
Everything's done in equal parts.
All right. Is that it for Ritter?
Yes.
All right. Next up is the wolves, who might actually get a turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. They're going to go, or at least that one's going to go for Mordecai in a moment. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Oh shit.
And going
Wait,
to-
do my pokey sticks get an advantage?
They do not.
No.
They do not.
Damn
Okay.
it.
I don't think they do.
I don't think spiritual weapon gets an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
It does in
go
Baldur's Gate,
on.
because Baldur's Gate's more fun, but hey.
I know Baldur's Gate has ruined me.
All right, we are going to attack Mordecai by the dire wolf. Gets advantage on this roll. That is a 16 to hit.
Who, me?
You!
Okay, sorry, it cut out for a second. It does hit.
You're going to take 7 points of piercing damage, and I need you to roll a strength
could be
saving
worse.
throw.
Fuck.
You are knocked prone, my friend, as the dire wolf pounces on you and deals 7 points of damage.
Mordecai is a tiny guy.
Yeah. All right. This next wolf right here is going to attack you as well with advantage. 23 to hit.
Oh my god.
That is going to be another 7 points of piercing damage.
Jesus.
Mordecai's getting absolute. This is what we thought was happening to Ritter.
Yep.
Wait.
But it's actually happening
wait.
to Mordecai now.
This wolf right here is going to go after Ritter. That is a
Just for that.
natural 20.
Hit me.
16 points of piercing damage.
Yay!
And roll me a strength saving throw, please.
Yay! I will do that in a moment. Strength.
You
Oh,
are knocked
man.
prone.
Good job,
Twins.
idiot.
Next up in the
no,
order.
Ritter actually is still in trouble.
Yeah. So yeah, you take 16 points of damage. You are knocked prone. Next in the order is Griffin.
Jesus.
Yippee!
And by yippee, I mean oh no, because my friends are in danger. The people I just met.
Your new best friends.
Yes, we're all
My new
friends.
besties.
We're all
Yep.
friends here.
Wahoo!
I think the big target is the one that Griffin would likely go for.
You can always go in the middle of the dead circle and be like directly in front of
That
it.
is true.
Oh yeah,
too.
true. I think I will do that then. Check me out.
Fucking
And I'm gonna go ahead and slash him.
Miss.
Oi. Smite wouldn't bring it up. Shit. I think that's all I can.
That's all you can do. That level 3 is rough. Next up is Mitari.
All right. Let's see. You come here, Zoe.
Poor Mordecai.
1, 5, 10,
Here's Zoe! Yay, Zoe!
Zoe
Oh,
killed
be
this
careful. Be careful, Zoe. I'm about to. My next turn, I have an idea for an area effect in there.
Well,
Oh.
unfortunately, Zoe does not know
Is-
that.
All right.
They're gonna attack Dees Wolf. The
Woof.
wolf in front of them. Oof. Alright, let me see if I can get their character sheet. Oh, it load? It load. Double side sting bite. And do I get advantage because flanking?
Not with prone.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
that is
never
correct.
mind.
Not with prone.
Not with
Good
prone
point.
characters.
But it's still a 23 to hit.
That hits. It looks like 5 piercing and then 9 poison.
Okay, it is
so
going to make a
that's-
con save to try to have that poison damage.
Okay.
And it fails, so it dies.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay.
Go, Zoe!
Good job, Zoe.
And
Fuck
then
you.
I'm going. The Matari is good over here. Let me double check.
Your fucking safety corner. You've not moved this whole fucking time.
Well, warlocks
5,
are allowed to.
10,
They're
20,
cool.
30.
They have that
They'll be
range.
waspy.
I do need to move a little bit. Sorry, I moved Zoe. Zoe, get back to your corner. 10, 15, 20, 25,
Coming
30.
from above.
They're going to cast Bane on the 2 wolves.
Okay.
Nice.
What do they
Let
need to
me
roll?
put that- Let me click the thingy. Sorry, I have too many tabbies.
Don't know what your fucking cats have to do with it, but all right.
Hey. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Mm-mm.
So Bane looks like they need to roll a charisma saving throw.
Got it. That's a fail on the normie wolf,
Okay.
and a fail on the good wolf.
Okay. So whenever a target that fails the saving roll on it, they have to roll a d4 and subtract the number from attack rolls or saving throws.
Got it. So I'll have you roll that d4 when the time comes.
Just let me know.
All right. Next up in the order is going to be Hida, top of round 3.
Cool. There's 2 people prone right now. So can't gain sneak attack bonus off them, but I can gain a sneak attack bonus off a griffin.
Yes.
So what I want to do is I would like to move. Where's the ruler again? There it is. I would like to move. Nya, and then Nya, right?
Yep.
Or is it Nya?
Or off. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, it'll be here.
Ooh, jump off the
Here,
cliff.
That's where I would like him to be.
Okay, you will take an opportunity attack from this wolf.
I will take it.
Okay.
I'll take the hit. I just got healed. I'll take the hit.
That is a 16 to hit.
That still hits.
You
Damn.
take 6 points of damage.
That's okay. I'm okay.
And actually, you are going to need to roll a strength save.
Damn it. Okay. Well,
Oh, you're fine.
I'm good.
Hey, you're good.
Yeah.
Hooray.
I'm fucking Gucci right now. You know why? Because I'm going to take out my monk weapon. I think at this point he was just kind of punching,
Yep.
and now he's going to take out his monk weapon, which is a short sword, so it's not long or anything like that, but it's probably like ornate and shit like that.
Nice.
Like it probably does like a jingle jangle too.
Dingly, 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 dingly.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the short sword, and then I read my martial arts a little bit more because I know I could attack more. Bonus action, so it's going to be short sword first, then bonus action monk unarmed strike
Yep.
because I have a free hand. So
Yes, you do.
that's the short sword.
Short sword's a hit.
That gets sneak attack damage.
Okay.
So I'm going to just roll that sneak attack damage.
Got it.
So that's the 10.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna punch for my bonus action.
Do it.
Fuck.
Natural 1. They get to take an opportunity attack on you. Or the
Let me roll the
wolf.
d4.
All right, let us see. Oh, yes. Thank you. That is a 10 to hit, which is a miss.
Oh, thank God for the Bane.
Thank God for the... Well, yeah. All right.
Thank God for the Bane anyway.
The Bane anyway, exactly. All right. Anything else from Hida?
No. But Hida will definitely say, we have to keep moving
Okay.
to the others.
Yeah. Next up in the order is Mordecai.
I have brandishing a sword. Ding ling 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 ling.
You're okay. It's just jingling. You just hear jingling in the wind. Okay. Fuck me. I don't like this.
All right, you're cutting out.
But there's not much I can do. So, oh fuck, am I at disadvantage?
You can. Hello? Are you there?
Bye.
Okay. You can move away because this thing already took its opportunity attack.
Oh wait, I'm prone.
You are prone, so half of your movement to stand up.
Okay. Wait, so it won't have an opportunity attack?
It will not.
Okay, I'm gonna backpedal about 10 feet there,
Cool.
and he's going to draw his longbow again.
That is a hit for 10 points of piercing damage, plus your hunter's mark is 15. As you skewer the dire wolf through the side of its head.
Nice.
Anything else from you?
Nope, that is it.
Next up in the order is Ritter.
Okay. Only got one boy left. Alright, let's bring Pokestick down to see if Pokestick can finish it up for us. Da-da-da-da-da. Roll the 1d20. Da-da-da-da, plus 3.
Oh, natural
Well, all
one.
right. I get attacked.
Oh, no, you don't.
Okay, cool. Oh, okay, because it already did its reaction. Thank God.
But that and also it's the
alright.
stick that was attacking, not you.
Oh yeah, it was the stick that was attacking. Thank God. All right, and then that being said, because it already took its reaction, Ritter just kind of just slowly eases back, being like, "Oh, okay, okay. I'm just gonna make sure this just goes right." And he just steps back a little bit further, and just like the air feels weird, guys. I'm not gonna lie. The air feels a little ionized. And Michael, I'm gonna provoke my. No, I shouldn't do it. Actually, no, he does want to do it because he's so desperate to have it work. I'm gonna proc my channel divinity destructive wrath, which basically just I do max thunder or
lightning.
Or lightning damage. So I'm just gonna thunder wave him to death.
Thunder wave, you still got to be in range.
Oh, am I not in range of thunder? Oh, thunder wave, I have to actually be right up against him, right?
Yeah, it's a 10-foot.
I thought that. Oh, okay, well, fine. He doesn't move.
You can do that first.
I thought. Yeah. Oh, okay, let me get my little ruler out. I thought I was being cooler about it. Where is my ruler
cooler,
now?
Technically, because you're closer to it. The other one makes you seem more like a coward.
That's true. Yeah, no, you're true. You're very true. Freehand, where is my ruler? Oh, there it is. Okay. But that's 5 feet. All right, whatever. And then I'm curious to see how much damage I will do by myself, but he'll do max damage regardless.
All right, Thunder Wave does how many damages? God damn it, how many? Oh, 2d8, so 3d8 thunder damage. That would be a total of... What is that, 16 is max? No, 8, 24. Oh yeah, this thing fucking explodes.
Yeah, like, it's overkill, but it's like, it's done on purpose.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then as he does it, you know, the sword explodes, and he's just like, hands on hips, and he's just like, "So, now that I've called you all here with my delicate screams, have you all been to the village?"